the back. This is something that you've done before, or I've gone over. Directions. State the domain and the range. Remember, domain is the x, what x can be, and the range, that's what y can be, of each of the following graph. Then explain why the graph is a function or not. Okay, so now the graph starts right here. This is the x because the graph continues facing this way, and that's the x going in that direction. So this graph is a domain graph, okay? So domain starting at 0, so you can say domain is, I need to enlarge, so you would say domain is 0 or greater. In math you say domain is greater than or equal to or equal to 0. Now once you find what the domain, what 1 is, now there's no, you feel like there's no range, you got the domain. Now the range, the other answer for the range is all real numbers. Okay. So before I explain function or not, let's look at this one here. See this point? This point here, I'll change the color, is at 5, and 5 is on the y-axis. This is the y. So the y is the range. So the range is -5 or greater, because the graph is facing up. You go upward, it's greater. So the range is at 5, -5 or greater. How do we say that in math? The range is greater than, it's greater than or equal to -5. So it's greater than that. It can equal to -5. Okay. That's the range. Therefore, domain, don't worry about what it is, just know it's, for right now, all real numbers. Once you get, if it's a domain or range, the other one is just all real numbers. This will be on your unit test on Thursday or Friday. It will ask for a domain or range. Okay? So, this one here. Well, let's look at number 4. It's easier. Right here, and the graph is going in that direction, which is the y. Okay? So the y is called the range. The range is is 4 or lower. So the range is less than or equal to to 4. So it's less than or equal to, so it's all that's less than or equal to 0 right there. Okay? And then because we found range, the domain is all real numbers. Now let's look at number 2. Number 2 is this right there, is this dot, and the graph is going this way. The line that goes this way is the x-axis. So this is the domain, that's the x. Domain is, it starts right there, so it's 4 or less. So domain is less than or equal to 4. Okay. Therefore, the range is all real numbers. Okay? Just remember that. Just find the other one. Find this one, what it's on, list it, and the other one is just all real numbers. Now, function or not a function, because this is a graph, it is vital that you use the word vertical line test. Vertical line. So if we use a vertical line, it crosses at 2 coordinates on this pink graph. It crosses twice, therefore it's not a function. This graph is not a function. Because the vertical line passed the graph twice. The graph more than one time. More than once. Okay, same deal here. If you drew a vertical line anywhere, this is the graph they're talking about, the parabola. You draw anywhere on there, it crosses the graph twice, so it's not a function. If you draw a vertical line, not a function, because if you draw a vertical line, it will pass the graph twice. It will pass the graph more than once. Okay, number 3 is a function because no matter where you put the vertical line, it will cross the graph only one time. Okay? Is a function because is a function because the vertical line, not it. The vertical line passes through the graph only one time. Okay? Same thing for this one here. Same saying. It only passes through the graph once. Okay, so if you had to do your homework, it is a function. The graph is a function. Function because the vertical line pass the graph once. Okay? Input and output. Is the table a function? Explain. The table is a function because none of the input, we don't care about the output, none of the input repeats or domain. The table is a function because the input does not repeat. Okay? So it's a function. Okay, find the rate of change. Okay, the rate of change, a lot of you guys had a hard time on the quiz, is rise over run. Okay, the rate of change is rise over run. That means you pick a point. This point can't go up. So it only can go down. So that's a negative. Okay, because it can only go down to get to this point. It has to be, this graph is a negative graph. Okay, so the rate of change is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 60. Oh no, it's not 60. It went from 400 on the dependent variable to 100. Okay. All over this time, okay, so you went to here, to, to 100. So you went down 300. Negative 300. Because you went down. This negative means it went down, the negative 300, all over 3. So the rate of change is 300 over 3. It asks for unit rate. Unit rate is divide 300 by 3, divide here. You get negative 10, 0. So, amount owed. So see, this is why it's a negative. They owe somebody $100 every week. Numbers of week here. So we found that the person owes $100 for each week. Okay? For 1 week. Okay, is a negative or a positive graph? Well, it is a negative graph. You always start at your left. Your left. You go. And it goes When it's starting from your left, ending at the bottom, your right, it's going down. It's a negative. Negative graph because it's going down. Okay, and what else? What does 0, 400 and 0, 4 means? Well, 0, 400 means at 0 week, this person owes $400. Means at 0 week, before we start, this person owe the amount of means at 0 week. Oh my God, I'm so tired. This person owe the amount of $400. Okay. And at 4 weeks, right here, the person owes nothing. At 4 weeks, at 4 weeks, this person owes $0. That's it. So make sure you know how to find the rate of change. This is the rate of change.